Hi, Chris here. I'm going to do a walkthrough of doing these three graphs all in the same Google Sheet, and it's really close to the assignment one, so I do expect you to practice trying this one first, following along, and then you can try the assignment one later on, okay? So we're going to graph three different graphs all in the same axes, y equals 2 to the x, y equals x squared, and y equals 2x. So I'm going to go over to my Google Drive, and I happen to have a folder called Video Practice, and I'm going to say New Google Sheet. And it's going to launch a new Google Sheet. And as soon as I get started, I usually put a title right away to make sure I remember where I am. And I'll call it U3A2 Practice. So there's three graphs I want to do. Y equals 2 to the x, y equals x squared, and y equals 2x. All right. So first column I'm going to have is x, and then I'm going to have my three different y values. Y equals 2 little hat x. I can't do an exponent or a raised power here, superscript in a spreadsheet, but I can use the little hat symbol to apply superscript. This one's going to be y equals x little hat squared, and this one's just going to be y equals 2x. Okay. So I'm going to do a range of values. For this one they said between 0 and 6. I think on my assignment I said between -6 and 6, so I think I'll do that, between -6 for my x value, and then I can start the pattern -5 like we've done in other spreadsheets, and then I can highlight the first two of the pattern and keep it going. That's one way of doing it. I think I'll just go up to 6 is enough. Or I could have had this one as an equation saying equals the previous one plus 1, whatever you want to do. Okay, so for the next y equals 2 to the x, I'm going to say equals, because we're doing a calculation. 2, the 2 always stays the same. Little hat meaning to the power of, but the x changes. So I'm going to click on the x. So this is 2 to the a2. I'm going to hit enter. So that gives me the answer. And if I drag that formula down, it'll do the answers for all the other ones as well. And you'll actually see, like if I click on this one, it says that's 2 to the a9, because it says it's going to be 2 to the power of whatever x value is to the left of me. We'll do the same thing with the y equals x squared. So we're going to say equals because it's calculation. We want to this time say x little hat 2, and that formula can copy all the way down as well. And then finally y equals 2x, I'll say equals 2 times whatever the x value is. And the times I use shift 8 to get that little asterisk, and I'll zoom that down. Let's make it look a little prettier. I think we'll highlight these all and give it some grid lines, and I think maybe even over here I'll center them, make it look nice. Okay. No, I don't like the centered. Never mind. I'll go back to left. Okay, so we need to graph it. I'm going to click from the first one, including the title, all the way down to the last one. And then I can say insert chart. And it's going to be some options on the chart. What kind of chart do I want to use? It's defaulting to line chart, and that's the one I actually want. But there's other charts available in here as well if you want the dots or whatever else. But I'm going to use the line chart. And it's got y equals 2x. It's nice because it's color coded. There's the blue one, the red one, and the yellow one. And those titles came in because in the setup it's going to say use column A as labels. Okay. There's some customizing things you could do if you wanted to, of changing the legend or whatever else. But I think this actually looks quite nice, so I'm not going to do anything else. I am going to point out, I'll move it off to the right a little bit here. I am going to point out the y-intercept's hard to see on this one. It looks like they all go through 0, but if I go back to my table, I'll actually see the y-intercept for the exponentials at 1, because it happens when x equals 0 and the other two are at 0. It's going to be easier if I delete these guys, and I delete these guys. You'll actually see a little easier that the red and the yellow go through 0, but the blue goes up a spot. So it's kind of nice to be able to see it that way. Okay, so I'll undo those two, and that's my graph. Don't forget, if you want to share your graph with me, you can click on the button share. And I'd like the link. We're going to get a shareable link. I'm using Loyola, so it's defaulting to Loyola. You don't have to. I will have my Loyola one, but you can actually go more and say anybody with the link if you want to. I'll stick with the Loyola one. However, I want to make sure that not just can they, I'll cancel that for a second. I want to make sure that not only can they view, I want to someone with the link to be able to edit and then copy that link. And I can paste it right in here. And I can also paste it in the comment box when you later on go to your submit your assignment. You can paste that in the comment box. That way I've got access to your graph, and I can go in and fix things or change things if I had to show you some stuff.